What's up, everybody? Coach CeeLo here, and welcome to the No Bullshit Six-Figure Sales Podcast. Today, I'm dedicating this podcast to my solopreneurs. So if you're a coach, if you're a solopreneur, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're running your own sales team, if you've got it going, you're trying to hit six figures, you haven't quite made it, or you've hit six figures, but you haven't quite gotten there, then this is for you today. Let me tell you a couple things. Do you feel like you're wasting time and money on unqualified leads? Or how about that you're stagnating at low revenue, never reaching your income goals, or experiencing burnout from constant effort with no results? What about losing trust and credibility with your potential customers? Or do you feel like just giving up on your business dreams altogether? If any of this sounds like you, then tune in, because this is exactly for you today, guys. Everything that I just said right now are all the consequences of not mastering certain parts of your presentation. So if you're a solopreneur, you've got some kind of offer, you're a coach, you've got some kind of offer, here's who this is for and who this is not for. If you're getting leads already, you've got the leads, you're just not converting them, this is for you. If you're having problems with leads, listen, I've got friends I can put you in touch with, but that's a whole other conversation. I'm a sales performance coach. I teach you guys how to convert those leads, not how to get them. We've got plenty of people that can teach you how to get them, but not everybody can teach you how to convert them. And that's where the actual truth lies. So if you're saying, hey, Chris, I've spent the money, I'm bringing in the leads, whether the leads are coming in organically from your social media pages or through a YouTube channel or through, maybe you're paying for it, maybe it's through ads, whatever the case may be. If the leads are coming in, leads in, but sales out is not what it should be, then we've got a conversation. We've got a conversation due here. Could be low confidence in your sales conversations. Could be ineffective follow-up strategy with your leads. Could be a weak personal branding or unclear value proposition. Could be poor qualification of your leads. You're not targeting the right audience, maybe. Difficulty handling objections in real time. All of these are real, guys. Lack of a structured sales process or script. Maybe it's fear of rejection or overthinking every interaction. Or maybe you're just not digging deep enough into the prospect's pain, failing to uncover the real emotional drivers, the real emotional triggers. I promise you it's one of those there. And if you haven't figured it out on your own yet, then you got to pay some attention to what we're talking about here, because I promise you that it's in one of those. There are some deeper motives that can go past these things that I just talked about, but at least if you fix these, you can fix the business, right? So let's talk about low confidence in sales conversations. A lot of my solopreneurs are really good at whatever it is that they're doing. You might be a really good fitness coach, or you may be a really good marketing coach, or you may be really good at whatever, fill in the blank. You are good at what you do. You were good at what you did before. You know the way, and now you want to show others the way, but you suck at having a conversation about it. You can tell when you've got somebody like this because you hear them talk about, you hear the confidence whenever it is that they're talking about something, and yet when it comes time to convert, there's no conversions. It's so funny. I was just talking about a good friend of mine who is an amazing fitness influencer, and me and him, we met in New York City years ago in the timeshare scene. And when I met him, he was transitioning from construction into sales, because he had a lot of buddies that had done the same thing and they were killing it. And he wasn't that great at sales, but man, oh man, when I heard him talk about fitness, I felt this big. This guy, it was like I was talking to Huberman. It was that, and I was like, man, have you ever put that in social media? Have you ever talked about it? He's like, no, man, I don't feel like I'm ready yet. I want to let you know that he is one of the top fitness influencers right now on IG, on everywhere else. And he didn't feel like he was there yet because his sales weren't converting. But screw the sales, man. You could hear the passion. And not only that, the knowledge, dude, that this guy had was amazing. So a lot of you may have that passion. You may have that knowledge. And when you sit and you start talking to somebody about what it is, you notice that everyone else in the room turns around and starts listening to you. That's a sign that you're in the right spot. You're supposed to teach other people about this. You're supposed to mentor other people about this. But somebody forgot to tell you that in order to make money, sales need to be made, right? And there may be some mental blocks there on what you think a salesperson is and what a salesperson really is. So there are some deeper levels, like I was talking about this. But number one is just having low confidence in sales conversations. Matter of fact, I had a conversation last week with 4 people, 4 mentees that were on a call with me. I don't normally do group calls, but it just so happened that that's the way this turned out. And one of them, immediately in their language, I could tell when they were talking, I was like, whoa, what did you just say? And they're like, yeah, because sleazy sales. I said, hold on a second. What do you mean sleazy sales? Is anything you do sleazy? No. Do anything I do is sleazy? No. Then why are you putting those 2 words together? Are you going to feed into that narrative that salespeople are sleazy? There's sleazy people everywhere, but that's not the kind of people that we are, me and you guys, and definitely not the industry that I joined. So if that's the case, I need you to disassociate the sleaze and the sales. You guys have heard me say this a million times before. I'm going to say it again. Sales is helping people overcome the largest objection there is, and that one is themselves. So if somebody's coming to see you and you're a fitness influencer or you're a fitness coach or a fitness mentor, the reason why they're coming to you is because they haven't had results yet. Everybody knows what you got to do when you want to get in shape. There may be differences in opinion on how you do it or how you get there, but any one of those is better than not taking any action. So then, what's the missing piece? The missing piece is that that person hasn't taken action. The missing piece is that there are objections that that person has about themselves that you need to help walk them through it. And guess what? As a fitness influencer, you can explain why they should do it. You can explain what methods they should do it. But if you don't have a solid sales process, you're probably not going to be able to explain why they should do it today, why they should do it from you, and why this is the moment, today is the day, now is the time to make this happen. And so if you're stuck there, then we need to have a conversation. How about ineffective follow-up strategy with leads? Oh, so you're the shit and you know you're the shit and you're wondering why they don't know it. Well, they don't know it because maybe they don't trust you yet. Maybe they haven't had enough touch points with you to know who you are. Maybe they think that you're up here and they're down here, and so they can't relate to you. Whatever the case is, you need to have a system and a process in place so that if they aren't ready, you've got a farm system that recycles them over and over again until they're ready to have it. Maybe they're in a moment in their life that for whatever reason, they can't afford your program. Well, then maybe you need a lower program, a lower drop, or You need to have a system that keeps them in the loop so that when they are ready, they're still having touch points with you, and then they can schedule a call. If you don't have any of that, well, there you go. There's your answer. How about weak personal branding? Guys, brand is everything. If they don't know who you are, they don't know who you are. A year ago, nobody knew who the hell I was. The people in my industry know who I am. You can bet on that. The people in the different industries that I'm involved with, the people that I've worked with, you can ask any of them. They know who I am. But outside of those industries, nobody knew who the hell I was. So what did I do? Oh, I started my channel a year before I knew I was going to start doing the coaching. What a coinkydink. Why? So that I'd give myself a year to at least get my name out there. Branding is everything. Poor qualification of leads. Well, that could be marketing and it could be sales. It falls in both, right? So part of that should be on the shoulders of the lead gen itself. Whatever systems of generating leads should be qualifying those leads. You as the offer owner should never be already talking to somebody that's not qualified. And you may say, Chris, what the hell do you mean? I'm a one-man band. I get it. I'm a one-man band. But there should be a system in place that by the time, if you've set up a call with that person, or if they set up a call on your Calendly or on whatever other calendar app you use, there should have already been a qualification process, or at least some steps that pre-qualified them so that at least half of the qualification is there. Because if not, you're going to be spinning your wheels and spending your time talking to people that you can't help. Now, don't get me wrong. I love people. I love helping people. Anybody who knows me knows that. But not everybody's going to be able to afford one-on-one time with me. And that's okay. When I meet people like that, I don't treat them any worse. I respect them and I tell them, hey, watch my content. It's free on YouTube, on IG, on TikTok. And guess what? If you watch my content and you start from the very beginning and you make it to the end now, by the time you do that, you're going to be good enough to be able to afford me. It's what Jordan Belfort called the good enough factor. It's not, hey, I'm going to start and then when I get to the end, I'm a six-figure producer. It's, hey, I'm going to start, and every time I learn something, I implement it, and I'm 1% better, and I'm 2% better, and I'm 10% better, and I'm 20% better. Guess what else 20% better means? 20% more income. So by the time you get to the end, you're ready for me as a coach, but you're also ready to be able to afford what that coaching costs. But guess what? You're also making six figures, or you're close to six figures, or you're a hell of a lot better than when you started. So as you coaches, depending on what your farm system is, whatever kind of an incubation, and it may be a Facebook group. That's a really good one. It may be a school group. School's a big thing that's really popular now. Right? You built that community, that incubation system where you're helping out all those people. I learned that one from Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone, and I've talked about this before, has the Cardone Capital, right? You have to be what do they call this? I'm forgetting the name now. It's not registered investor, but basically you're a qualified investor. You have to make over a certain amount a year to qualify to be able to invest. But everybody else who wasn't there, the drop was to sell you on Cardone University, which had all the sales skills. Well, guess what? If you learned all those skills, you are now making that money. So he literally took you from somebody that was unqualified to somebody that was qualified just by that. So you should have something like that as well, whether it's free content on YouTube or a school community or a Facebook community, because everybody who you've helped, actually, that becomes your most loyal of people, because they were listening to you when they couldn't afford to do anything else, and they learned the stuff you taught them, and it helped them lose weight. It helped them get healthy. It helped them make money. It helped with their relationships. It helped with their teaching, whatever it is that you coach, teach, or do. And not only that, think of what that does to your brand. So there's qualifying that happens on the lead gen side, but of course, there's qualifying that should happen in that conversation. And there's a certain place to put it and a reason why to put it in that place. How about difficulty handling objections in real time? Hello? Sales skill, remember? So if you want to get good at this, you've got to get good at sales. Oh, but I'm an amazing coach. Yes. And you will be an amazing starving coach if you don't learn how to sell. Oh, but I've helped transform so many lives. Yes, because however it is that was done before, people were put in front of you, maybe at a gym or whatever else you teach or coach. And so you didn't have to worry about the lead gen or the sales conversion. You just gave people a little bit of a taste of what you did. They realized that you were who you said you were, and they signed up. But now if you want to do it on your own and you want to be successful and you want to make six figures, and I keep hitting that, not only because it's my brand, but because I've been doing this for so damn long that every time you ask somebody how much they want to make, if they're not making it, everybody says 10 grand, which by the way, now with inflation and everything, it's not impressive, but it sure does help pay the bills, doesn't it? So that's why six figures is so important. But if you want to do that, you're going to have to learn some sales. Oh, but I'm not a salesperson. Well, then you're going to have to hire one. And guess what? Until you can afford to hire one, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to make some sales. So get over that mental block and start learning how to handle some objections so you can help that person get over the objections themselves so that you can help them out. How about lack of a structured sales process or script? Man, that's the most important one, because if you have a structured sales process or script, all of this stuff is already handled for you. Actually, you're already handling all of this stuff without needing to think about it too much. I feel like I'm talking about this now almost every podcast or every other podcast, because you've got these sales influencers now, you know, the script gang versus the non-script gang, and the non-script gang has been winning lately. So now the ones that were script gang are switching over, right? I'm the guy who's always told you he was a script guy, and I'm also the guy who told you they're both the same shit anyways. In the end, if you're a script guy, when you get good enough, you're not using one anymore. So it doesn't matter. It's just marketing. It's just a way of telling you my system is better than somebody else's. But the bottom line is that when you're new to this, and I don't mean coaching, I mean selling, right? And if you're not making the money and you're listening to this, I don't care how many years you've been doing it, you're new until we get you there. Scripting is the way to do it. Because scripting is going to cover all of the bases of the things that you don't know enough about to be able to get you to where you need to go. However, the most important skill, absolute most important skill that you're going to have to get very good at, other than having a scripted process, is being able to dig deep into their pain. Being able to uncover the emotional drivers behind that pain, and then the consequences of not fixing those problems. If you are not good at that, you are not going to convert anything. So let's go back. Let's talk about what these things are. I want to hit them again because, again, guys, there's no way you're going to learn this in one podcast. But if you at least are able to self-diagnose where you're having problems with, we can then dive in from there. So number one, low confidence in sales conversations. Number two, ineffective follow-up strategy with your leads. Number three, weak personal branding or unclear value proposition. Number four, your poor qualification of leads. And is it happening in the lead gen end or is it happening in your sales conversation? Or are you just not targeting the right audience? Number five, difficulty handling objections in real time. Number six, your lack of a structured sales process or script. Number seven, fear of rejection or overthinking every interaction. That's why I like a script. There's no overthinking there. You don't have to fear anything because if A plus B equals C, then A plus B equals C. If I didn't get to B, then I have to get to B. And you can't get to C until A and B have been taken care of. It's very simple. Comment below 15-minute close. And I'm going to send you a little report I made on my 15. Now, it is not a 15-minute close. I call it the 15-minute close because it takes you 15 minutes to read it, not 15 minutes to execute it. All right, all you little analyticals out there. But comment below, I'll send it to you, and at least it'll get you going in the right direction. Guys, my name is Coach CeeLo, and I have helped thousands of sales pros, high-ticket closers, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs make six figures, reach, attain, maintain six figures. You keep listening to me, you'll be the next. I'm out of here.